We are living in an era where a humanitarian vision centered in God is necessary. People living in situations of disaster, misery, and injustice cry out for divine help that can realize what they long for. Aiming to help these people and to support the UN in its march in search of a lasting world peace, the Reverend Moon and his wife created the UPF on December 12, 2005. They created it as a model of an institution that seeks to transcend the barriers of race, religion, culture, and nationality imposed by humankind. In 2006, in the process of expanding the UPF, Reverend and Mrs. Moon held a world tour in several strategic countries, accompanied by their children and clergy, seeking to plant the vision of a world of peace. In 2015, 3 years after the ascension of Reverend Moon to the spiritual world, Dr. Moon inaugurated the March for Peace, Peace Road, to realize Reverend Moon's vision of connecting the world by a highway, aimed at breaking down the national barriers that prevent people from traveling freely. Today, because of historical conflicts between the Koreas, Peace Road's efforts are concentrated on the famous DMZ border. The events organized by Peace Road on the 38th parallel had a crucial impact on the recent historic summit between North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and President Jae In-moon. In February 2017, during the World Summit Conference in Seoul, Korea, the global AIPP was founded. From that summit, the AIPP was inaugurated in many strategic countries around the world. In Brazil, the inauguration took place on November 23rd in the Nereu Ramos Auditorium of the National Congress, with the presence of 34 federal congressmen and distinguished authorities from various parts of Brazil. On that day, 17 authorities were appointed ambassadors for peace, among them 13 federal congressmen. Seeking peace among religions, the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development was inaugurated on November 13, 2017 in Korea. Focusing on the unity of religions with the view that religions should not only cooperate with each other, but should also work together with the leaders of governments, civil society, and the private sector as partners in order to build the world imagined by our founders, our ancestors, and indeed for all people. We affirm the unique and essential role that religions are called to play in achieving a world of lasting peace. A world where people of all nationalities, ethnicities, races, and cultures live together in freedom, with responsibility, respect, harmony, and cooperation as one family under God. If, for war, strategies and art were created, then for a culture of peace, we also need to create strategy and art. This is a special task of the ambassadors for peace and religious leaders. This is why we are here, to be the builders of peace on earth. The opening of the Pacific era represented a greater attention to the countries in Asia. For this reason, several events were held in Korea and Japan, with the goal to create a wave of actions working towards the creation of a culture of peace in the world. Earlier this year, efforts were concentrated on the African continent. The African Summit 2018 was held for more than 1,200 officials in Dakar, Senegal, and included the presence of President Macky Sall. This was an effort to free Africa of past resentments, particularly for racial discrimination. After the event in Africa, attention turned to Europe, and in April, an event for more than 10,000 people took place in Vienna, Austria. In August, this wave passes to Americas with the Latin America Summit 2018 in São Paulo, Brazil, bringing together more than 400 leaders of the Americas and the world, discussing the theme Peace and Development in Latin America, Interdependence, Mutual Prosperity, and Shared Universal Values. After the Americas, it will continue on to Asia with a major event in Nepal at the end of this year. The UPF believe that peace will be built with the power of God through human hands. Together, we are more. Together, we can do more. Together, we will build the ideal that will benefit all humanity and will be the great legacy of this era for future generations.